Today what we're going to be working on is window tinting. This right here is a regular M40 gas mask outskirt. It's kind of a lens that fits over the normal lens of an M40 gas mask. With these you can actually make a lot of different cool changes because you can change the way that it looks pretty much. So what I'm doing is I'm making a mirror tinted lens. Earlier today I also made just a blackout lens that's got black basic paint covering it. So this is a blindfold. Not for everybody a blindfolded gas mask, but just another optional extra that I wanted to have. So window tinting is great for a lot of projects because I mean, it's just a good way to finish something. You can actually put window tinting on just about any surface, especially sheer ones like plastic or acrylics. They work excellently with window tinting, but I've seen people even apply it to wood. So what we've got here is we've just got our outskirt. It's been pretty much cleaned. This is just a lint-free cloth. I'm just kind of wiping it down just a little bit more to get any last dust or debris off that lens, because once it's on under the film, it's staying there. So it's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing to do is cut out a piece of your window tinting. By the way, I got this window tinting that I got a huge roll of it, 3 foot by 6.5 foot, huge chunk of window tinting from Lowe's for like 20 bucks. Major thing about it is I'm using that for another project, but you can get smaller bits that are designed for like cars and things like that at a lot of different stores locally or even online. So, but anyway, so I cut a piece here that's just sort of roughly lens shaped or sized. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to apply the window film application solution. This stuff, it basically keeps the adhesive from setting up. So what that lets you do is lets you slide it all around your surface until you're ready. Then you just kind of let it sit and dry, and then it will go ahead and stick when you're done. But first you have to do is you have to get the adhesive side out there, and you do that by taking a bit of Scotch tape here. And you're going to basically tape either side of the window film with Scotch tape. And then when you pull, see, you'll pull away, you'll have the clear sheet and you'll have the tint sheet. Now the thing about this is you still actually have to go back and you have to apply more of your solution to this side of it. Good. Again, just you want to make sure it's good and thoroughly soaked. Then you're going to go ahead and lay the two on together. And as you can see, although it's going to be adhesive when we're done, it's definitely not going to stick on us while we're working. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of give it a rough trim here with my shears to make it a little easier to work with. Because right now it's much bigger than our gas mask. So I'm just going to kind of give it a rough trim. Make sure to leave plenty of room so that way I'll have more than enough to still do the lens. Because obviously you don't want to cut yourself short here. I could have done this earlier, but I tried, well, I mean, I figured I'd show you the full process. I tried going all out and just doing a full template of the lens, by the way. I found that making a template of the lens, kind of really going advanced on the start, made the finished product look worse. And so I just kind of dummied up and I followed the manufacturer's direction closer, even though the project I'm doing is much more difficult than the home window they're tinting in the directions. It actually still worked out better, so good. Alright, so now we've got it vaguely shaped like our lens, and again, we've still got more than enough room that we're going to be completely overlapping to all the edges here. So now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our hobby knife, our exacto knife, to cut out around that lens frame. So I'm going to tilt this stuff back to me because this is difficult. Take your time. Be very, very careful. It's going to slide on you, so you do have to kind of be protected of that. You know, you have to make sure that you're doing as much as you can. One thing that you can do is you can work over top of your lamp like this, so that way you can see your edge a lot easier and it's not reflecting back on you. And that's basically what I'm going to do here off cam. But basically what I'm just doing is I'm just slowly tracing this edge out with the exacto knife, so that way I know that this is going to fit that lens perfectly. I just went ahead and I finished up the cutting on this. I ended up actually switching out the blade, and this helped a lot, so big tip on that one. Normal point on the exacto. I switched it out for this one, and what that was able to do is on the gas mask here, it was able to hook underneath this lip very easily. So now we have a much more finely detailed cut. And what we're going to do from here is we're basically just going to kind of slip it back and forth on that lens cover, which is basically going to let it slide right in underneath the rubber lip edge that the lens frame here already has. What that's going to do is that's going to make it mostly look seamless and help hide any problems we had on our edges. Now it looks like in retrospect I did mess up a little bit right there. Ugh. But I'm not going to worry about it too much because it's on the black. It's going to be fairly minimal to see. And so it's pretty much just going to be something I've got to stare at and kill my OCD on. I'm a perfectionist, so... Alright. So now we're kind of getting into the point where you can see it's starting to get tacky again. I'm still not ready to let it set, so I'm going to go ahead and just spray a little bit more of this stuff on here, just to kind of help ease it along. Yeah, and you can see that just made it loosen right up again. So like I said, I'm feeding it in underneath this rubber edge very carefully, just kind of sliding it back and forth. There we go. There we go. Until we're satisfied. Main thing that we just want to try to avoid in doing this is obviously wrinkles and things. Because that, I did have a couple of on my first lens there, but I want to try to avoid it. Alright. Looks like I have a couple here too, but they're not too bad. Alright, so now it's starting to tack up and things like that. So this is just my this is just my lint-free cloth here, and I'm just going to carefully wipe it off. Carefully wipe it off, making sure that there's no extra debris, things like that are just on it. Kind of want to make sure that it's nice and smooth and even. Alright, now from here it's just a matter of letting it dry. Overall, I mean, that process is going to take about 72 hours, but now I've got a nice matching set of high shine outskirts for my gas mask. Thanks so much, guys.